Hello. Wondering if any people that were invited are here. I don't think so. Now I can see how we can see if we can communicate. Maybe I can make some phone calls here. Let's see if we can get anyone to come in and join me. Just a second. Okay. Noreen, you're there. Hello. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I don't know if you can. But see if you can hear me. You can. Okay. So I cannot hear you. And I think I'll give a quick call to Lisette and Steve here. I'm going to call him. I still can't hear you.
Hello.
Lisette, hi. How are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
Good. Dave was going to have a marketing meeting, but then decided not to have it. But I kind of set up a Google Hangout. Are you? Did you ever get my invitation?
No, I did not.
Well, I sent it to you several times. Can you check? Are you by a computer?
Yeah. And I know that Steve asked me that this morning if I had gotten some kind of invitation, but I didn't. Oh. Okay. Now it's there. There's a little message that popped up on the bottom right.
Okay.
So now I can. I didn't have it before.
Are you at home, or are you at the office, or where?
No, I'm at the office.
Can you go ahead and come into Google Chat real quick? I'm just trying to learn here, and then we can really quickly talk about what we want to do with Alex as well.
Okay. Let's see. Click allow involved turn. Let me go again, Steve, because let me see if I can get this to work.
Yeah. Wouldn't mind Steve trying to do it too here. I want to see how difficult this is or isn't, but so.
Okay, I'm on there. So.
Okay, I should see you then pop up. The broadcast is live. Oh, there you are. Okay. All right. I don't hear you yet, but I saw you. There you are. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, so Lisette, you're there. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Can you hear me?
Test. I was going to attend the marketing meeting, but I wanted to test this Google Hangout thing anyway, and then he canceled that meeting. But I thought we could take just a second and at least talk about Alex real quick. Are you there?
Hey, Steve.
There. I think I can hear you now.
Probably.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Oh. Okay. I X'd out.
Yeah, you're coming in and out. You're not consistent. Yeah. Did someone else join us? No.
That's me. Yay! Okay.
Wow, you have a huge echo, Noreen.
I'm not sure how to do that.
Just a second.
How do I? Is this the volume?
How do I leave the other one?
Yeah, we can hear you, but you sure do echo.
Your volume is right here. Right there.
Okay.
okay.
Noreen, say something. Are you still echoing?
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, without an echo, I think.
Without the
Okay.
echo.
Hey, you're live. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and
It's
all
nice.
right, Steve. Steve,
All right. Can you hear me? No, you aren't hearing me.
No, we can hear you. I can hear you.
Why aren't you hearing me? Did you mute me?
We
Did
can
you
hear
look at-
you. We can hear you. Yes, Noreen.
No, I'm
Noreen,
not hearing you.
Noreen, I hear you.
Oh, yay! Now I can hear you too. Okay.
All right, Lisette, are you there then?
Yeah, I'm here.
And is Steve is Steve you there?
He's right there.
Steve, do you want to try to? Well, I guess you can even look over the shoulder or hook in. I was originally going to try to join your marketing meeting for a little while and just test this method again. And I guess it worked. Did you guys get invitations yesterday?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Good. And so you knew what to turn into, or because I didn't know exactly how to start this thing, but I guess you found it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, then that works. Really quickly, I wanted to get your opinion on the Alex Boyer video and what we should do next.
I think it was good. I thought it was fine. They executed exactly what we'd like. It does seem like we cut away from Alex pretty quickly at the end. And I read the concerns about having not being connected to Interweave enough, but he doesn't really, on any of his other charity videos, he doesn't really introduce the charity at the beginning. That's done in the description, the YouTube description. So if we want to try and throw that little one of those little interviews back and forth you did with Alex, if we want to try and throw that in between the call to action and the end of the video, I think we can ask for that. I do think that we need to give one piece of feedback. At this point, I don't think we need to give him like, we'll try this. Okay, we didn't like that. We'll try this. Okay, there was no consensus on that. I think we need to just do it once.
Okay, so to summarize what I think you heard, what I heard you say, it doesn't have a title on the video. Could we have the title of it, A Way Out, something like Interweave's A Way Out?
At the end?
At the beginning, the title, just a subtle set, Interweave's A Way Out or something, just at the very beginning there's no title, right? It's just starts, so there's some dead time that you could just put a print on there that kind of sets it up that it is Interweave's, and then at the end maybe put in the interview, which is still only 30 seconds before his 10-second call. What do you think?
If the question is can you do that, yes. But I don't know any music video that starts with a title, and I don't think he's done that for the other ones. We can ask, but we want to make sure we...
I want to know what you guys think. I wasn't in that discussion to cut the action step here. The action step was just a very brief, give $20, you're done. And then to me, Interweave showed up for the very first time. So when I send this to all my friends and when I use it, Interweave's not even mentioned. It's a it feels like a tag on at the end. It's true when maybe the majority of the people will use it, they will see the context of the write-up before they see the video. But so that's why I wasn't in all that other discussion about how the end close had to be so quick. I don't feel like it connects us enough. So Noreen and Lisette, weigh in on just concept then.
So the thought was that that we wanted to keep the flow moving, that you're emotionally involved in the video and attached to the idea of it being awesome and that helping people is great, and then it's giving you a way that you can quickly help people. I know the other ones, when we looked at those, we reviewed those, it's too long. I was watching them for work, excuse me, and I was still wanting to click away from it as he was blah, blah, blahing on with this lady at the end of the live.
So are you okay the way you saw it?
So to me, it did seem like it was really fast there at the very end, like it just cuts away from him really fast. But to me, I was more liking the flow of, okay, so now you've seen how bad things are. Now here's something you can do about it. That was my thought.
Okay, so my thoughts on it is, like Steve said, I've never seen a video where there's a title at the beginning or anything at the beginning like that for any of the other charities. I can't think of one example that has been like that. I think if we attach anything, it should be at the end. I do agree that that was fast and short, and maybe we could throw something in there. I wouldn't do anything at the beginning, though. If it was me, I would just do something at the end.
Steve?
I don't think there's a I don't think there's a problem of throwing the logo onto the beginning when it's starting out, or requesting it and see what they say. I don't think there's a problem in that. I do think that whatever changes we have to make, that we should make once, if that makes any sense. We should ask for any changes. We should only ask for it once, not like try this. I didn't like this. Try this. Or I didn't like this kind of thing. We can ask. I can't think of a video that has that, but we can ask if you feel there's a real need to tie interweave in.
I'm asking what you guys feel from a marketing perspective, from what you're seeing. I don't want you to ask what I'm thinking, but what did you feel and see?
I don't want to feel like it's all a pitch. I'd rather people be inspired and look at the video and then at the end reflect on it. I think we could probably do something because it was really fast at the end. Maybe your interview or something like that if people are interested. But I really feel like it should be at the end after we've already been inspired by his music and like it, and then if people are interested in staying, they can.
So if we had, right now where you look at that video, it has a little logo that says UTM on it. I don't know what that is. I'm assuming it's just a temporary mark. But if right there we just had an interweave logo, but didn't say anything, just an interweave logo?
I think UTM was just a password to watch the video.
Right, but there is an actual logo on the intro that says UTM.
Yeah, there's a watermark.
A watermark.
I think that will come off. Doesn't that come off later?
It will come off. So could Interweave Solutions logo be right there, where that UTM logo is? Very subtle.
Yeah,
And it wouldn't be screaming. And does no video have a title? Rob Bartel said, "Hey, that's right. There's no title. What's the name of this thing?"
Traditionally, music videos don't have a title. Sometimes they do though. But I mean,
on the bottom usually.
So putting something at the beginning isn't a huge faux pas. I think you mean the logo with words or just the mark at the beginning?
Well, I'm trying to be as subtle as you guys. I would like to have a bigger title, but But no, maybe we could be subtle so we're not hitting the people's head, hit them over the head, but it ties somehow to interweave. Otherwise, to me, it looked like we paid him for 10 seconds of, hey, introduce something to interweave. The video has nothing to do with interweave.
I think that's a pretty valid point. I think. I don't think there's a reason why we can't ask him to put the video at the beginning.
When I say video,
the logo at the beginning.
The logo maybe. Just tie the logo.
Right.
Possibility. And at the end, Steve, you heard that little interview. It's around 30 seconds of us talking.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about adding that and then having him give that pitch?
I think that's fine. We can say we can give him the direction of throw the best one of those interviews in between the click here now and the end of the video.
That seems like a very reasonable thing to be doing, and like it would keep it with the call to action right away. And then if people want to hear more about how Interweave and Alex are involved, then they can listen longer. But if not, they can just head right on over.
So
that's an idea. So it would be the end of the video, and then the call to action, and then the 30 seconds of Dean and Alex.
Lisette or Noreen, is that what you were saying?
That was, yeah, like call to action, then the 30 seconds after it. I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
I think it should be the interview and then the call to action.
But when we talked about it before, you were saying, and that was when we looked at that one with him talking to the lady after the Lion King video, then that was what we went to, was I would have clicked away by now. I would have left because they blah blah on and chat and whatever, and it's boring.
Well,
So
if we put the call to action and then the quick clip of Dean and Alex, we can have the link still be on the screen during all of that.
That would be good.
So maybe it would be good to put the call to end of the video, call to action, and then the donate link stays there while Dean and Alex talk for a second.
I like that.
Right now, it's where Alex says, "Go for it." For $20, you can make a difference, and then it goes to a full screen of Interweave Solutions. And I guess you're supposed to click on the Interweave Solution thing, right?
Yeah, we're hoping they're going to have an annotated clickable area with the URL. That's what I'm hoping.
If that were the case, then you would not go to a full screen of the Interweave, but you would then show Alex. You would let people know that there is something after Alex making the pitch. So you would not go to a full screen, boom, Interweave Solution. You would go to touch the button here on the bottom, but then you would show another. Then it'd show Alex and I on that quick interview.
Yes.
The other way around, whether you do the interview, the one you were suggesting, or what you said, Steve, you do the interview, and then you'd have the $20 can do it, and then boom, it goes to full screen Interweave Solutions, and you're done.
Mm-hmm.
So I would think your call to action should be your last question, your last. I can go either way, right? I'm no big deal on this. Other than I don't know that and Steve, you're the only one that heard the shot. This was like a 30-second us talking. Was that enough to have people bored and gone, and would we lose the impact of the video?
I think there's a possibility. There's a slight possibility that you could, if you put it before the call to action. But I think that if you have the end of the video, the call to action, the URL to donate stays on the screen while you talk with Alex, and then we go to a logo, I think would probably be the best, the way I'm thinking about it right now.
Okay. All right. I think we could, yeah, just so it wouldn't, I think that'd be good. And just so the call to action would be on the bottom, but it wouldn't go to full screen. It wouldn't go to a full screen URL, right?
Yeah.
It'd go to a partial down on the bottom, and then it would have Alex and I talking afterwards.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Are there any videos that have like the website on the bottom or anything like that? Like, while we have him on the video, could we possibly have like...
During the music video?
Yeah. Would that be
I think that would be difficult to request.
difficult to request? Okay.
What are you saying? Kind of a watermark, the website going on the bottom of the whole time through?
Yeah, I was just wondering if that would be a possibility. You know, sometimes how you watch a TV show and then on the bottom you see a little pop-up of like what's coming next or something else. I just didn't know if it was possible to have like our logo or our, you know, our website or something through the video on the bottom. You know, I didn't know if that was a possibility.
Well, possibility, I mean, technically it's possible, isn't it, Steve?
Yeah, I don't think that would be a good idea. I think that'd be overkill.
Okay. All right. So,
How many times have you watched it?
I'm sorry, I lost you. It'll say that again.
How many times have you watched the video?
Have I? How many times? I've watched it
Yeah.
about 3 times.
Okay.
How about you?
I think I might want to go watch it again. I watched it only once, so.
Yeah, what my feel was, it is fine. It's a nice picture of African people that need a rod and a handout instead of a fish. I don't connect it at all to interweave. The video itself does not connect me in any way to interweave. It's a nice Africans have problems.
Did the other videos that you saw from him for other nonprofits connect to that nonprofit for you?
I know one actually had the term "careful smiles" or something. It was,
Smile has that.
yeah.
So I'm saying that in the context of it being on YouTube, and it's saying it's being on YouTube, and it says in the description below, this is a nonprofit for interweave, and you go there through an interweave link. Would that provide enough context for you? Because we're not watching the video in that context, or is it something that needs to be fixed in the video itself?
I think it needs. I think if we have a subtle logo at the beginning or something, I think that ties it a little enough.
Okay. And do you think that it's a full logo with words, or just the mark?
This has to be. When I think about it, I would think the question is, the answer would be yes. You'd have at least the full logo, because the mark itself
Doesn't mean anything to anybody.
doesn't mean anything to anybody, right?
Okay.
So the answer would probably be yes, at least at the beginning.
Okay.
I think we have to have some tie to the video itself, just because if you're ever out of context, and are you ever out of context, or every time if I email this and tell my brother, hey, watch this, here's a link, you'll always see the context at the bottom.
Well, if he clicks on the YouTube link, he'll go to the YouTube page.
Right, and will we always give out YouTube links when we're giving out, when we're telling everyone to go to this?
We might be telling them to go on the page that we embed it on our website.
Right. Okay. Good. That is a good example. So if we bet it on the website, then it would not show. There would be no context to it. The video itself. We'd have to provide our own context. Correct.
Right. Just probably the title.
Okay. The title. Is that actually on the video?
The title would show. Yeah, it would be on the video at the beginning when you press play. It shows up on top.
Okay, so we would have to tell them that then. I'm looking for the feedback. You know, I've got to write back to Alex and say, Alex, love the video. Here are the changes.
Right.
And I'm thinking right now, love the video. Here's the changes. At the very beginning, I want you to put a title. If we do, I don't. Sounds like people don't do titles. I don't know that we have to conform to what millions of people do all the time. We've got to do what's best for us. But if there's no title, on the video, that seems kind of silly. But if there's no title, then at least put the logo with our name on the bottom where that UTM sign is, right?
Okay.
And then at the end, throw in the best 30-second interview that we have after he calls for action, but do not do a full screen.
Before the logo goes full screen.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's pretty specific.
Okay.
And I think that we should do it. I think we should be really specific on our feedback. Do you want me to like draft it?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Rob did ask the question, and he ultimately paid for it. I mean, he off my question is, don't videos have a title?
Yeah. That.
Go ahead.
Are you throwing up or?
No, I was trying to get stuff out of. I was trying to get a notepad out of my book, out of my bag, but it didn't work out.
Okay, so sometimes videos do have a title at the beginning. Sometimes they'll mimic a movie, and so they'll have a title sequence at the beginning. Most often, videos don't have a title at the beginning. A music video would not have a title at the beginning. Now, when I'm talking about a title, also I'm talking about the title of the video, which YouTube displays over the top of the video, just the line that says title. So that's a different thing than putting a title on the video itself.
Right. So you would not recommend that we ask them to put a title on the video itself?
No. I wouldn't.
Okay. And the reason is because no one else does it?
Yes. The title of the song is going to be the title of the video.
So the title of the song is going to be the title of the video, as I said. Okay. So and it'll automatically be on there every time under a YouTube little banner.
Correct. Whatever the title of the YouTube video is displayed at the beginning when you press play.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. Could you do a quick draft on that? It sounds pretty simple, right? The logo at the very beginning to tie us, and then what we just described, because you know what those interviews are. It's not like we're going on for 3 minutes and talking about each other's uncles and aunts and cousins.
But you could have if we didn't stop you.
Right. Yeah. But so we should be about the right size.
Okay.
Okay. Good. Any other marketing-y things that we needed to talk about? I don't know that we want to cover too much if Dave's not here, but anything else we should talk about?
Do you still want me to go ahead and make the changes on the website that we discussed?
Oh, yeah, just on the how to get started, how to get involved, just those quick ones? Yes.
Yeah, those ones.
Yeah,
okay.
Do that.
I
And
just wanted to make sure I'm not stepping on anybody's toes.
yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
What the English, I'm just talking to a guy in Zimbabwe, a former employee of ours that we left about 2 years ago, and he's interested in coming back with it and be very in the MBS. Wellington.
Oh, Wellington. Okay.
Yeah, not Langton. And so what do we have in English on the MBS stuff? The brochure is in Spanish only. Is that correct?
Yeah, I sent translations of the Spanish to John as far as the diploma, and I mean we can do the flyers and the diploma in English. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, we have the diploma in English. I think you did that in English because
Yeah.
I sent him a copy of it. But we do need to have the brochure in English as well.
Okay, that's fine.
That wouldn't be as high priority as the videos right now, but
Okay, that won't be a hard thing to do.
okay, good. Yeah, if you could get that coordinated, that'd be super.
Okay.
Okay, and one other real quick question, Noreen. Next week, and this would tie to the website too, but next week the MBS is going to be presented to everybody in Ecuador. And right now the write-up is worked out pretty good. The Google translation worked out pretty good, but you just made the comment that you could just...
It's already in Spanish. I already did the page in Spanish, and there's a link to the top in Spanish. So it's already done. It only takes to take Lisette's translation and pop it over is really very, very, very fast. It's super simple. I just copy the HTML and the formatting comes out the exact same, and so that's already done. So it already has that at the top. There's a place that says to read this in Spanish. Then click here, and they can zip right over to the Spanish page.
So the only thing with that is the accents are making the fonts a little off, and it looks a little funny.
Yeah,
They do. It does look
My only
strange.
feedback on that.
we might need to move from a header font, a header tag to just something bold and emphasized.
But the question I had is, so if you clicked on training, you'd now go to WordPress, and under WordPress you would have a choice to go to Spanish and English again, correct?
You would.
And then if you went to Spanish, you would see the MBS write-up again.
You could. I actually put it on the WordPress. I've done a page for it and everything, because the reality is once you have it in the language, then the HTML is saving all of your picture links, everything that you need to make that page look the exact same. And so all you do is literally, to make that page, it was like 5 minutes of, I copied it, I went over to WordPress, opened up the page thing, and pasted it in there. And then we have the exact same page over on WordPress. So to me, I just felt like, you know what, we've got then the choice. We can have it on either. We have it right now in Spanish and English on the Drupal site. But we could have it where you can click on the link at the very beginning and it flips you over to the WordPress site where everything would be in Spanish, and you would have other access to other training materials if they wanted to. So that does, and the navigation bar, there's really nothing that I can do about it. It's just a matter that they add all those extra words in Spanish, which makes it too long, and then it makes it disappear. So, and I can't make Google Translate not do that.
I guess there wouldn't be any harm if you said it takes 5 or 10 minutes to hook that in, and under training, if I clicked it under training right now and I went to Spanish, the only content we'd have, Steve, maybe you could help on this. We would just have the MBS write-up there, but that is not what we designed to see when you hit training.
No, we have tons of content in Spanish on the members site. There is a lot of content in Spanish because we already had a bunch of content in Spanish, and then when I went in there, I just flipped the switches on it that tell it that it goes to the Spanish side. And so, yeah, we have actually quite a bit. So it's not just the MBS that we have. We have rather a lot of items on there.
Can we switch it on and then just look at it, and then if it's confusing or doesn't, I don't want to send a lot of messages to the MBS one right now. I don't want them to get into education and anything else at this point. So, but could we switch it and see it, and then if not, can we switch back off?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, then why don't we just go ahead and switch it on, put it on there now, so when we click on training, whatever happens, happens, and let's learn and let's look at it and see, with a Spanish option. Does that be okay?
Okay, so let me get you clearly. You want the landing page on the member site to be the MBS. Is this what I'm hearing from you? Because I'm not quite sure when you're saying that.
Yeah, I appreciate you asking that. No, you suggested, boy, we could just put this onto WordPress, and my question was, what would it look like? Would it just be the MBS? And I think I would say, no,
yeah,
it would be everything else.
Yeah, and I've already put it on WordPress. So it's already on WordPress. You can only access it through a URL at this point in time because I haven't hooked it to anything. But yes, it's already on WordPress.
Because what I wanted to do on training is do what we talked about with Steve, where we had the core training on one side and, the core Spanish training videos on one side, and then the core blog, or I guess Spanish blogs on the other. Is that how we talked about that, Steve?
Yeah.
That's what we want it to look like.
We have the core training on the left for each silo, and then the reverse chronological most recent blog posts on the right.
So on the right, it would show up, I guess, read about the MBS. Lea sobre el MBS.
Mm-hmm.
Noreen, are you aware of that format that he has suggested?
I am vaguely aware, but I was not aware. I'm ready to move on the member side. I'm ready to get things happening on it. But there has been quite a bit of conflicting information as to what we were going to do, what the sidebar was going to contain, and how those things were going to happen. And so I haven't done stuff just because because I'm not sure what are we doing for a landing page. How is that looking? What's happening from there? What goes on our nav bar? And then do we have the same items on our nav bar in Spanish? Those kinds of things are the questions that I'm having, and I just need the direction on what I need to do, because the changes will not take too terribly long. It's just a matter of knowing what I'm supposed to be doing. So that's where I'm at with that.
Hey, Steve, can you show her a drawing of what we had? Here's what the landing page would look like, I think. Can you tell them what the landing page would look like from our last discussion?
I can tell what I remember. Who was at that last discussion?
I think it was you and me and Dave.
Okay. And I was supposed to take notes on that.
Yeah, I think we even got pictures. Well, here's what it is, Noreen. You come to the landing page, and there's and it was still that question of English, Spanish. Oh, I think the argument was once I get to the landing page, it will show up in English or Spanish from then on in the future, right? If I choose Spanish, the next time I go to that landing page, it'll show up in Spanish. Is that
absolutely? Mm-hmm.
So it'll show up in Spanish. So then we would put. That is a problem. Then you put the core. We are going to have the core training videos on the left with some kind of in a two-column idea, and the column basically would say core training videos. Important training videos. And then on the right, on the core page, would be any and all blogs, editions, whatever that we would ever bring.
Okay.
Okay, and then if they click Spanish, then all that would show up in Spanish. So the videos then would show up in Spanish. We would have to repeat that core page 3 times, right? The first time they're going to come in English, but if they click Spanish, they would go into another.
Yeah, I will have to actually create the page in Spanish and create the page in English.
Right. And the first time they come, they'll hit in English, and then they click on it. From then on out, they'd come into Spanish, right?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah. So if you could, that would be super. If you could, then with the member site, just on the left-hand side, just the training, and you could just say facilitator training. Right now we've got how to use the manual, the power of groups.
Sure.
And we will have 2 success stories here by the end of the week. Those 4 would be along the left side, and then on the right side there'd be a link to a page that says "Read more about the MBS."
Is that photo useful to you, Noreen?
I got it, but I haven't looked at it. Let me look at it real quick.
Yeah, that's.
I can't find any notes on the meeting. I did find the photo.
Yeah, that's all. I think all we had.
Okay. Yeah, that is just fine. Okay, read more about the MBS.
Right, and then they would just click to an English MBS or a Spanish MBS. So on the right, there'd only be one little ditty that says "Read more about MBS."
That's what we're talking
Okay.
about.
Okay, great. Then let's have you turn it on. It's under the training tab right now. I don't think there is a member section.
No, we can change. That's the thing about the title of, as far as on the main site, on that navigation bar, we can change the title to be whatever it is we would like it to be, as long as it is short. It needs to be, you know,
Right.
7 letters is about as long as we want to go. So.
All right, let's keep it as training until we have further conversation. Yeah, but all that floss, good. So if you can set that up in English, Spanish, that'd be super. That'd be great.
Okay.
Good.
All right, no problem.
Okay, I think.
Do you want me to read you through the picture, Noreen?
Yes, that would be helpful.
Okay. So the first thing in the upper left was the training home.
Okay.
And so on the left-hand side, on the left-hand half would be core facilitator training.
Okay. And that is videos only, or does that include anything else?
The core facilitator training is blog posts or pages that would include videos and text.
But right now, we just have, to turn it on today, it would just be 2 videos.
But those videos will have their own pages.
Yeah. Okay, but are you, to be specific on that, because if we do it as a blog, then that means that those core trainings, as we put other stuff up, they'll get bumped down and down and down. And so then we won't see those anymore.
No. They will be permanently there on the left side in the exact order we want them in. The reverse chronology latest blog posts for all is on the right side of the training home.
Okay, that's what I wanted to clarify on that.
The main navigation bar will be that awesome strip in the middle. Main site, training home, business, education, home and community, and then store. Now, yes?
No, I was just clarifying.
That was a confirming noise.
Yes.
Okay, so now if we go into business, that's the second awesome sketch in the upper middle.
Oh,
and so it would have we're not calling it core training, we're calling it unit training. It's going to have training for every single unit. These will be individual
training. Okay.
These will be individual pages or posts featuring videos and text on how to best facilitate each unit.
Okay, so unit training on the left is videos and text that facilitate what better? This is for facilitators?
Correct. This is how to facilitate that unit. Then on the right, it will be all the latest posts in reverse chronological order, but only for things that have been categorized as business.
Okay.
And then each blog post, the sketch on the upper right and on the lower left are just attempts at videos in a blog post and words and text in a blog post.
Okay, now wait just a second. I missed that last part because I was changing pages, and my daughter is printing items, and so
It's really loud.
it is. It's very loud. So okay, so in the business, latest blog posts, and then you said on the upper right.
Yeah, in the upper right and lower left are just examples of blog posts.
Okay.
The one in the upper right has no videos, it just has some pictures and text. And the one in the lower left would be the video with maybe some text under it and then a transcript of the video under that.
Okay, so the video post is the video.
It's the sketch in the lower left.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. So we have video, and then we have text. And what is this text saying? What is the text telling me? What is it?
It's just
What
an
are we
explanation of the video.
Okay.
Yeah, right now you don't have any of this stuff. It doesn't exist, right? So we don't need to create it at this. I mean, we need to create it, but that's not what we want to do right now. Right now, we're only going to have probably a home page.
Well, we've got all those other things, and we've got posts that actually are categorized as business and whatnot in both Spanish and English. Resources and places that they can go for ideas on different like excuse me, for different lessons. So if I wanted to do a lesson on gang violence, then it's got a that would be under home and community. Then we already have links there that they can go to and get information and things on that. So those are the kinds of things if they want to learn about.
Okay, on this model then that he just showed us on this picture, where would you put that gang violence piece?
That would be on the right-hand side under the blog stuff.
For education. Okay. All right. So that format should work. Why don't we go ahead and try to bring what we got into it then?
Okay. So now just a minute, back to Steve and this video thing. So we would do the video, the text that explains the video. Then I'm seeing it looks like a picture there. What is that picture about?
It was just an idea that you could have a picture.
Okay, and then underneath it says trainings or something. What is that about?
Transcript.
Oh, the transcript.
Dave Sherwin feels it's very important to have a transcript of the video at the bottom of the blog posts.
Okay, so now, all right, that's just fine. So if you will send me those, then that would be awesome.
Send you what?
The transcripts of the video.
Okay.
Because you guys have your script that you worked from, so.
Yep.
So that would, to me, that would qualify for that.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, sounds good. Well, thank you. The Google Hangout worked out okay. We were able to talk and.
Give it Daniel's back.
Oh, wait.
Sorry, what?
I just think I'm going to declare this Google Hangout an official success.
Next time, I'm going to get my lighting better.
Yeah, right. I would agree with that. You need that.
Okay, very good.
But I like your hat, so.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Thanks, Lisette. Thank you, Noreen. We'll talk to you later.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Thanks.